Hi guys and girls, good morning. Um, so I think today I finally got myself round to doing a much requested pick a card reading. This is what is your life purpose? Okay, and yeah, I mean it's a very it's a complex reading because life purpose can involve so many professions and um, so many things in general that it's a little tough to pinpoint it. But let's try and see what comes up. Okay, so pile number one, pile number two, pile number three, and pile number four. Pile number one is the blue stone. Pile number two is the aqua stone. Pile number three is the gold stone, and pile number four is the green stone. Okay, so please pause your videos, pick the pile, and we'll start. All right, pile number one. What is your life purpose? Okay, this is the blue stone, guide, the hanged man, the queen of wands, crossing bridges, time for healing, reconnecting, or connecting, mending, and releasing. And spiritual awakening. Hmm. All right. All right. This seems very straightforward, actually. It seems like a spiritual pile, all right. I hope you can see the cards. Yeah. So, pile number one, I feel for most of your life, you've been, it's almost like you've been in a state of upside down. Like you probably might have felt that you didn't fit in somewhere, in this world. You were different. People said you were different. You always had a very different perspective of the world. You always saw something different than other people. You might have felt, for most of your life that you were a misfit, that, life's just going on. I mean, there really is nothing, or there were very few instances in your life where you could have actually, been very happy as such. So I feel that you've always had a very different perspective about people, about life, about living, about love, whatever it is. And you were waiting, I feel, for this spiritual awakening. I feel somewhere in your life when you are supposed to, during divine timing, there is going to be this spiritual awakening because I'm seeing the light here, and it's not yet in her. The light is beaming. It's almost like you've been guided to think a certain way and you've been put on hold, like in deep freeze, and then suddenly, the time comes when this light enters you. Oh, I'm sorry. When this light enters you, okay, or gets lit within you, because this is the crown, this is the third eye chakra. You are going to have a spiritual awakening, very strong spiritual awakening in divine timing, because it's the number three card, and number three is generally the number of God, the number of a higher source. So I think this was destined for you. This was destined for you, that you could finally come out of this, a suspension, and go on to this spiritual awakening where, everything becomes clear finally about what life is all about. It's all going to be in sync with what you always knew, maybe subconsciously or consciously. You always knew that this was the truth. So I'm literally seeing this as enlightenment here. So, or just, things falling into place, some sort of knowledge, some sort of epiphany, some sort of realization that is going to come to you very strongly, I'm sensing in your life, at a certain point. And once, you have got that, you are going to be right side up. You are going to be the Queen of Wands. And if you can see this card, this lady has got the light in her hands, and she's cheering, like she's happy about it, right? Um, I sense that, you, after this awakening, after this realization, will become the Queen of Wands. I sense you have been to some extent, in this energy, you've always had it, but you were never really expressing it, because you didn't know if what you thought or what you believed was right or not. But now with this light coming in, this realization, this awakening happening, you are going to be fearless about being authentic. Authentic about what you believe, what you say, what you do, the decisions you take. And with all these candles floating towards this lady, I feel people are going to start getting really drawn to you, to your philosophies, to your beliefs, to your way of thinking. Because this is almost like, every light is gathering around her, right? And she is the Queen of Wands. So the cat is here, and she is spiritual, but somehow she's expressing it in a very joyful way, I feel. So you're going to, there's something about communicating wisdom or communicating some sort of knowledge in a very down to earth, practical, and fun way. So you could be anything in this profession. You could be in any profession, as a matter of fact, I feel. You could be a light worker, a tarot reader, a psychic, or you could even be in, professions like private sector, government sector, whatever it is. You are going to become a leader, I feel. You are meant to be leaders to change people's thought patterns, in order, and kind of make them fit in with real life. I really sense there's something very down, although it's fire energy, there's something very down to earth about this fire. I feel you make it very relatable to people. Yes, divine knowledge or spiritual knowledge is very tough to comprehend, and I feel you have been given the charge to interpret it and give it to people in a simpler way. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Okay. Now, yes, part of your purpose does involve being a guide. Okay, you are going to be a guide to people. As they say in this card, light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So yeah, so this is exactly, there's a light over here as well, as you can see in the lantern, and there's wisdom of the owl. So yeah, you guys are supposed to be guides mainly, in whatever area it is in life. You are meant to guide the masses, the people, towards the right path to take. And this could be in any field. There's so many fields out there that I really cannot start, um, counting. It could be spiritual, it could be, in finance, in marketing. I don't know. There's so many fields over there. But basically, you're meant to be leaders. With this Queen of Wands and guide, you're meant to be a fearless leader. I feel a fearless guide, someone who has a very quirky and interesting and relatable way of letting people know spiritual knowledge. And people do like that because most people don't probably get how to really understand this ancient wisdom because it's very complex. It's written very complex. It's recorded very complex. You are the interpreter. You are the one who interprets it in a very simple way um, for people. And this could be anything. I mean, you could be a leader in your field, and you could be somebody who actually makes people understand how to get going on a certain path. Okay, so yeah, file number one, you are definitely guides. You are leaders and guides. You're gentle leaders, who are empowered to lead people in the right direction. Um, with this crossing bridges card, it says it's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. So once again, I mean, like I get to this fact that you are someone who connects people. Okay, you connect people, cultures. You break boundaries. You provide healing, releasing, and once again, here I see a light. So all these cards have a light. This, as well as this. So you are being guided. You have a very strong life purpose. For most of you, I feel it's going to be something spiritual because it is spiritual awakening. But whatever the case be, whether it's spiritual or not, your life purpose involves being a guide, involves crossing boundaries of cultures and national, international, gender, um, heritage, ancestry. You're supposed to be, crossing any bridges and just connecting people um, to your knowledge, to the knowledge that you've been guided to actually give to them. And this is going to heal a lot of people. I'm seeing masses here, I'm seeing a lot of people here. It's going to heal, it's going to mend a lot of people, it's going to cause awakenings. It's going to cause healing, purging, the doing away of, all the negative belief systems that people have been living in. I really believe this is what the pile one is supposed to do. I feel you were put in this suspension mode so that you could see the other side of life, like what most people generally live, like what most, common man really has a viewpoint about. You were also in that. But now, after your spiritual awakening, you have a mission to lead people to come right side up. So you are a guide, no matter what field you actually start doing this in. I do feel you are going to be a guide to a lot of people. Okay, I do see travel with this card here. I see travel, national, international, maybe at a later stage in your life. I see a lot of spirit guide protection, divine protection. And I also feel that you've been given charge of something. I feel spiritually, the spirit has given you the charge of actually, giving people the gateway to go to the beyond. You're like a gateway to the beyond, okay? This is a little spiritual, but we are talking life purpose here. So it's like your knowledge has made you a gateway for releasing souls from their negative patterns and taking them into the beyond, and taking them into the light. I feel. And I feel this spiritual awakening of yours is going to happen, like, very rapidly, because this is literally like a light bulb moment. It's going to happen very quickly. And after that, you're not going to look back. This is the way your life purpose starts. Before this, you're going to be, in suspension. I do feel it's going to be very rapid movement on your life purpose once this happens. And you are meant to be a guide to people. You will have people around you. You will have a sense of power. I see you very impassioned. You're passionate about your cause. I see you very excited about it, happy about it, that you're actually helping people, that you're actually giving them the knowledge that they're supposed to get, actually, which has been hidden probably. So you have a very big life purpose here, pile number one. It's Do let me know what you are into, that makes you do this. And if you're not already on your life purpose, this will happen. And like I said, it doesn't have to be just spiritual. It can be anything, but this pile's purpose involves interacting with people and making them aware about knowledge, about the right way of being, about you could also be healing people, you could be mending people, connecting people to each other. I feel there are a lot of professions that would come into this category. It could be, healers, it could be therapists, it could be psychiatrists, psychologists, light workers, energy healers, Reiki experts. I mean, a whole lot of professions, but somehow you are a guide. You have the power, you have the knowledge, and you also have the enthusiasm to do this. You are a light in the world. You are a very strong beacon of light in on this planet to lead people to the right path, to lead people to the light. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say here. Very strong pile. So let's go to pile number two. Okay, pile number two, we have the Aqua stone, mystic, holistic health, the Hierophant, gates of triumph, and the Fool. Hmm. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay, file number two. So right off the bat, I'm getting that for some of you, you guys might be involved in the in the profession of being a doctor or nurse, because with holistic health, I feel there's something related to your purpose. Your life purpose could be something related to saving lives, to saving health, or bettering people's health, because this is a sign of health as well. Okay, so I feel if you are in that profession, if you are a doctor or a nurse or something to do with the health professions, you are someone who is going to have who's going to introduce very radical changes in the system. No longer will you be going through the tried and tested methodology that most people have been following. You are meant to open the gates of triumph. You are meant to open and open up doors to some new advances, in the health field. And this wisdom is coming to you from the divine, I feel. When you see this light here and then these stairs, it's like, something like, to me, it's giving me an idea of you are going to be like revolutionaries in the field of health. Okay, that is for some of you. Okay, for the others of you, no matter which field this is going to be, you will be people who are going to, cause some sort of a revolution, I feel. Because the Hierophant generally talks about, tried and tested, the tradition, conservatism, conventionality, and people mostly follow that, following the crowd, following the traditions and patterns. But since you are the mystic, and it says the light attribute of the mystic is revels in intimate union with the divine, you're very closely linked to spirit. You're very closely linked to the divine. If you see this mandala, I don't know what they call it, but this looks like the source. You're very closely connected to the source, and this gives you some sort of inspirations, bright ideas. You also have some hidden knowledge, I feel. But I don't know if it's hidden yet. It might be hidden, it will come up later. But you have immense knowledge of what really should happen. And you are meant to crack people out of the traditions and conventions and get them to this gates of triumph. Success expands in your life. You're meant to be very successful, pile number two. You are some sort of revolutionaries, and you're not revolutionaries who just take a leap of faith and they don't know what they're doing. No, you know what you're doing. You have studied everything. You have knowledge of all the past practices, whatever people do. It could be in the field of health, it could be in the field of spirituality, it could be any field that you are in, that you're passionate about. Okay? Very important to have passion here. And even if you're not having passion, you just like doing that work, you are meant by the divine to cause some openings, revolutions, new things coming in. You are supposed to carve new paths for people. And with this, I really feel that, it's like no matter what step you take, there is a net here. Okay, no matter what leap of faith you take, there is a net here that the divine has, and you'll never fall. So, you should go with your ideas. You should go with your ideas. Whatever you think is possible, yes, I would say definitely research it. Don't go so, so much blindly. Don't take a leap of faith so blindly that, you don't even know what you're doing. Know what you're doing, okay? Have the necessary wisdom, the knowledge, okay? But you are going to take some leap of faith which is going to land you into extreme success. I'm seeing like really paradigm shifts in ways of working, new philosophies, new ways of doing things, innovation, discovery, discovery. Yeah, I feel, with this time, you guys are very strong with your mind, with your knowledge, with your intuition as well, I feel. And also quite strong, it's literally like I see your life divided in two. Maybe at one point you guys were very, into the ways of the world, very traditional, very conventional, and, going by the book, so to say. But I think something happens. Maybe you, study something, or you just basically change your thought pattern after certain knowledge is given to you. Your entire blueprint of thought changes, and you are set free to chase your success. So yeah, for some people, I feel, you were doing the routine stuff, the traditional stuff, but some knowledge you get either from someone else or by yourself, or it might be a light bulb moment. I don't know what it is, okay? But suddenly something in your life is going to drastically change your nature, and you are going to take a leap of faith somewhere with your idea or with your innovation, whatever you have, in whichever field you have, and you will open these gates of triumph to not just your life, but I feel, for others also. You are a path breaker, file number two. With your courage and faith and optimism, as well as paired with knowledge, you are a path breaker for yourself as well as others. And I'm seeing a lot of success here as well. A lot of success. So, like I said, I won't get into the professions really, because there can be too many of them. But yeah, I mean, I'm sensing health, I'm sensing spirituality, maybe, introducing a new, way of believing in spirituality, religion. It could be innovations in the field of science, or software, or social media, or something. It could even be media, media and communication. But whatever it is, you are meant to be a success. Pile number two. This is your life purpose. You're meant to be a success. You're meant to be a revolutionary. You are meant to be discovering something that's going to totally change your life as well as people's lives. So yeah, this is a very strong life purpose here. And you do need to have faith. Faith in the divine, faith in yourself. Okay, file number three. Okay, so file number three, we have the gold stone. King, enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Okay, inner strength. The Empress. Wow, we have the Emperor and the Empress here. Oh, that's interesting. Five of Wands. Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. All right. Okay, so for pile number three, very interesting. You are meant to be rulers somewhere, leaders, rulers. Very off the bat, I get that, because the Empress is also a ruler and the Emperor is also a ruler. Your life purpose involves, you know, leadership. Yes, it involves leadership. And it says enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Yes. So I do feel that, you know, since I have the king, which is the emperor, and the empress here, you have a very beautiful sense of leadership because you have both your feminine and masculine energies in balance. And so you can provide a very beautiful way of light, or a beautiful path, show a beautiful light, and be a beautiful, wonderful leader to people, because you are very balanced, I feel. You are very balanced people. For some of you, I feel your life purpose involves another person. So it could be like a double mission sort of thing. So I feel that both of you are some sort of leaders, some sort of people who actually like cause followings, who actually lead groups into the light. I feel with this Five of Wands and the Strength card that it's going to be a bit of a tough climb, okay, towards that leadership. But you're going to get there. Both of you or just you will get there. Because when I see Five of Wands, it's literally like, these people are climbing steps and they want to go up here to the light, but it's tough, they're climbing. And I pair that up with the strength card, and it's like, you know, trial by fire is what I'm getting. So it's going to be tough. So your life purpose is not going to be that easy, pile three. There are some difficulties. There are some obstacles. It's a very slow and steady climb up the mountain, is what I'm seeing. You are going to be, your strength, your inner strength is going to be tested. But you have grace, okay? You have grace from the Spirit, and I feel you will get there because that is your life purpose. Your life purpose is giving birth to, you know, um, another planet. Yes, that's what I'm getting. Like in whichever field or area it is, there is something about the way you lead people, the way you take charge of people, that is going to radically change people's lives and make them grateful to you. I'm literally seeing this, like, I don't know if it's possible in this today's world. I'm literally seeing, like, uh, kings and queens and, the people being really grateful to them, for making their lives so beautiful. So it's possible, that you are in very important professions. It's quite possible you're in very important professions in your life, and that is what that affects a lot of people. Any decision you take in that profession affects a lot of people. Okay, uh, that is the reason that I feel that you are a leader. It could be politics, it could be media, it could be acting, the glamour industry, beauty industry, somewhere where you're noticed, okay? Somewhere where you're noticed. And I feel that the path to your life purpose is going to be a little tough. It is definitely a step by step kind of thing. You might have clashes. People might not agree with your philosophies, with your way of doing things, but that would not deter you. You are very strong internally. You believe in what you actually get to this world, and I feel once you reach that purpose, whatever you're planning to establish, people are going to be very joyful and very grateful to you. I am really seeing important people in this file. Okay, people who really have the bandwidth to affect the planet on a very large scale. So that's amazing. Actually, that's really amazing. I mean, I'm a little speechless. I don't know what to say, but this is very strong, guys. Your path is going to be a little tough, like I said, but you are not somebody who gives up. You will not give up. In fact, maybe I think for a lot of you, it could be that, you started very early on this path without even realizing that this is your life purpose. I think you already started, and it is going to be a slow and steady climb. But I don't see you give up, and I then see you affecting, in beautiful ways, the whole planet, actually. It could be certain areas. For some of you, it could be your community, it could be your nation, it could be your country, city, whatever it is. But for some people, I feel it's even going to be planetary. Okay, and like I said, it could be anything. Some profession or some work which affects the planet. which affects societies, cultures, religions. I don't know, something like that. You have a very major span of control, and you're going to be very important people because there is the king and the queen here, the empress and the emperor. So you will be in very important positions, pile three, okay, sometime in your life. And this is going to not be an easy road, but the fruits of your labor are going to be simply amazing. This is your life purpose. And I feel for a lot of you, you're already walking that track. And if not, you're going to come into it very soon because I guess that's the reason why you're looking at this reading. You have immense strength. Use it. Use it. Don't get deterred by temporary obstacles. Beautiful. Amazing pile. All right, we'll go to pile number four now. Okay, pile number four with the green stone, scribe, preserving knowledge and information, personal power, king of wands, page of swords, and joy and delight. Okay, quite interesting. Okay, pile number four. I don't know why. I'm seeing you guys very much, your life purpose being very much to do with some sort of idea and documentation kind of thing. Like when you look at the scribe card, it says preserving knowledge and information. So possibly your life purpose involves something like that. It's, and I see a book here as well. I see an idea here as well. So it's probably preserving knowledge, preserving information. The kind of professions that I can think of are maybe I don't know. I mean, record keepers, preservers of knowledge, Akashic records, um, media, communication, news. I mean, something involving recording knowledge or information is what I'm seeing. Okay. And with the Page of Swords, again, it kind of gets magnified. There's a lot to do with information gathering in your life purpose. I don't know exactly which area you're in, but something to do with recording, something to do with preserving knowledge and information. Okay, you are someone who probably has access to a lot of information. Okay, important information that can, affect people to a large extent. And with the personal power, I feel that, yeah, because you have this knowledge, because you have this experience, information, it makes you someone very powerful. I'm getting a strong sense of media here. Okay, people who are journalists, people who are newsreaders, people who are on the radio or something like that. I don't know. You have access to some knowledge, which makes you very powerful, in your area, wherever you're working. Okay. And I feel your life purpose does involve that. If you're not already in that, then I think you probably should, go ahead and uh, explore this, right? This could also mean people, who are, let's say, on YouTube, right? People who are recording their videos, who are having knowledge about it. And I really feel that, for pile four, it's like, if you haven't gone into this, if you aren't already into this, you will go into it. You will have access to a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, which gives you a lot of power and a lot of purpose. And I feel um, this profession of yours is going to bring a lot of joy, delight, and personal power to other people. Okay, again, like once again, this is just pointing me towards, media or channels or news, radio channels. You are someone who empowers people, I feel, in your life purpose. You have some knowledge which makes you not only you powerful, but because you impart knowledge, that knowledge that you're given, this important knowledge that you're given, when you impart it to people, you sort of give them this sense of personal power. You give them empowerment by giving them this knowledge, and this causes their people to be happy, and you also to be happy. I think your profession, your life purpose is going to really make you very happy, I feel. File number four, you guys are very passionate people. You're very passionate people. I think you also want power somewhere. Power is something important for you, and you gather it via information. And whatever, imparting of that, information you do, I feel, you bring a lot of joy to not only other people, but to yourself, a sense of empowerment. Here the page of swords, he or she is walking a tightrope, like crossing a cliff. And I feel that at times you have to be very careful with what transcribe. You have to be very careful with your words, with your knowledge, how you relate it to people. And because it's key. Your knowledge is key, and you sometimes have to be really extra careful about it. But I feel that once you do it, you have this tremendous surge of power, tremendous surge of happiness and joy. And this is really going, if you are not already in this sort of profession, then guys, I think you should get into this, because this is going to provide you with incredible amount of joy. Because it's like you guys are very passionate with this fire energy here, and the King of Wands, I'm seeing your fire energy. You want to do something. You're passionate about doing something. You probably do want to affect people, in a very powerful way, in a very significant way. And I feel that maybe sometimes you feel that, you know what, I don't know what I'm doing here, just sitting here and transcribing or recording. But I feel maybe you should just, think of other ways, because I see so many light bulbs here. I feel you might be at this moment on crossroads as to which way should I go with this information. Okay, and once you pick one, okay, you are headed here. So your life purpose is a lot about kind of using the sort of information you have to help empower people, to help make them realize things, to help bring joy and delight to them. Okay, so take it how it resonates. So five four, this is pretty good. If you're already in this, amazing. Hats off to you. If you're not, I think you should, because I sense that a lot of you are maybe here where you're trying to decide which way to go. Well, whichever way you pick, the point is you have the information, so you will have the power. Pretty amazing, pile four. And thank you so much, guys. I hope this resonated. Do let me know. I'm very interested. I picked pile one, and it did resonate with me. Uh, so I would love to know what you guys picked. Okay? Till then, bye bye.